A little while ago, I told you about some boxes. If you're new here, these are boxes I carried through 3 house moves and never once opened. Craft supplies, paints, things I kept telling myself I'd get to someday. Well, I want to show you what happened. Last week, I told you about my book, about how working through the thinking points helped me understand what the boxes really meant. So here's what I did. I needed somewhere to put all of it, the craft things, the fabric, the paints, somewhere that wasn't a stack of sealed boxes in the corner, making me feel guilty every time I looked at it. I could have bought something new, but I did something that a couple of years ago I'd have told you I didn't have time for. I found an old pine cupboard on Facebook Marketplace. $100, tired, orange, dated, but solid. And then I restored it myself. I haven't done something like this in years, and it helped me remember how much I love creating anything. I was covered in sawdust and paint, and I was really happy. And this is it. Here's the thing I didn't expect. Restoring this cupboard was itself one of the things I'd been putting off. Doing something creative with my hands. A project just for the pleasure of making something. So, without quite planning it this way, the thing I built to hold my later projects was one of my later projects. The container for the creative life turned out to be a creative project, and I only realised that halfway through the project. And then came the part I'd been avoiding for years, actually opening the boxes and putting things away. Some of it I kept, the things I still want to use, now sitting somewhere where I can actually see them and reach them. Some of it went the way the old dried paint tubes did, things whose time had quietly passed. And slowly, box by box, the corner of my room that used to make me feel behind emptied. I want to try and describe how this feels because it's surprised me. It's not really about the cupboard, and it's not even about the craft supplies. It's that there was a thing on the to-do list in my head, not the written one, the one that runs quietly underneath everything. Every time I saw those boxes, some small part of me registered, still haven't dealt with that. And now it's gone, not postponed, done. That quiet mental weight, the one you stop noticing because it's always there, it lifted. And in its place, there's this cupboard I made with my own hands that's pretty and that works. And that's mine in a way something bought never quite is. That's the feeling I couldn't have bought. The follow through and the ownership. One less thing I'm carrying and one more thing I made. So here's what I'd say to you if you've got your own version of the boxes. It doesn't have to be a cupboard. It's whatever you've been carrying from house to house, year to year, telling yourself you'll get to. You don't have to do all of it. I didn't do it in a day. The cupboard alone took me a while. But I started with the smallest possible version, the way I said I would, and I just kept going from there. And I promise you, the feeling on the other side of it being done, of having made something instead of just meaning to, is so much better than the small daily weight of it still sitting there. And I know it's not just me. A friend of mine told me her version of the boxes was her piano. She read my book and messaged me. She'd played for years, and then life got busy, and it just stopped. It sat there for years, the way my craft supplies sat there. And after reading the book, she made a small commitment, Not a grand plan, just practice regularly again. She sent me this and she gave me permission to share it with you. Mistakes and all. And I think that's the most beautiful part. That's not a concert, that's a woman sitting back down at something she loves after years away and being willing to be a bit rusty. That's exactly it. That's the whole thing. What's your version of the boxes? Tell me in the comments. And if you finally deal with it, come back and tell me that too. I'd genuinely love to hear. Thanks for watching. If you found any of this useful or it resonated with you, please give me a like and a subscribe. And I hope I'll see you in the next video.